Ever get the feeling you can learn more about a place from like a 3-minute song than, a whole chapter of a textbook?
Mm-hmm.
Today, we're really putting that to the test.
Yeah.
You challenged us to unpack Israeli culture
Okay.
through a Hebrew song. And
I love this.
I am so ready to dive in.
This is cool, yeah. Music is just such a powerful tool, I think, for social commentary.
Mhm.
It can really capture the
Of help.
zeitgeist of a time and place
Totally.
in a way that few other art forms can.
For sure. And the song we're exploring, Our Life is Strawberries,
Okay.
it sounds, deceptively simple at first.
Right.
But trust me,
Okay.
there's so much more to unpack here
I believe it.
than meets the eye.
Yeah. What's fascinating is how it juxtaposes this, like, lighthearted chorus. Right.
Our life is strawberries. Our life is strawberries. With these verses that are just completely chock full of everyday grievances.
It's like they're saying, life is a bowl of strawberries, but watch out for those thorns.
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of thorns, the word "thay,"
Okay.
meaning difficult or hard, pops up constantly in the verses.
Interesting.
What do you think that is?
Well, I mean, to understand that, you kind of have to consider the context of Israeli life.
Okay.
It's a nation with a complex history,
Right.
facing these really unique geopolitical realities.
Mm-hmm.
Mandatory military service is a fact of life for a lot of people.
Sure.
And there's just this constant awareness, I think, of security concerns.
Yeah.
It's a lot to carry.
For sure. So this repetition of, it's not just complaining, right?
It's reflecting a shared experience
Yeah.
of resilience in the face of all of these challenges.
Precisely. And I think this resilience is also often expressed through humor,
Interesting.
particularly satire.
Okay.
Humor becomes this way to process, to cope, even to critique these complexities of life in Israel.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So we have this really interesting tension between acknowledging the difficult realities and still finding a way to sing about life being strawberries.
Yeah.
What's the cultural significance of this, seemingly contradictory message?
I think it speaks to the heart of the Israeli spirit.
Okay.
This ability to find joy, to find sweetness even amidst adversity. It's about not letting the challenges define the entire experience.
Yeah. It's like they're saying, yes, life can be tough, but we're tougher and we're still finding those moments of sweetness. Yeah. Okay. So we've got the strawberry as this symbol of the sweet life, contrasted with the sore moments, the thorns on the vine, so to speak.
Right.
And I'm really curious to dig into the verses and see what those thorns reveal about everyday life. What's the first bite of the strawberry we should take?
Well, okay, diving right into these lyrics, there's a line about fuel being expensive again. Oof, that hits close to home for a lot of us, I'm sure.
Absolutely. And it reflects a very real concern in Israel today.
Yeah.
The cost of living, particularly for things like housing and basic necessities, is a major point of discussion and even social tension.
It reminded me of another line in the song, Where's the Arak? Now, for our listeners who might not be familiar, Arak is this potent anise-flavored liquor, a bit like the Middle East's answer to ouzo or sambuca. And it's more than just a drink. It often represents a certain nostalgia for a bygone era.
So when they ask, where's the arak, it's not just about wanting a drink. It's about longing for simpler times, perhaps when things felt more affordable, less financially strained.
Exactly. It speaks to a sentimentality, a sense that life, even with its sweetness, has become increasingly complex and expensive. This feeling is echoed in another verse lamenting the long lines at the post office.
For younger listeners, that might not seem like a big deal in our digital age, but I bet there's a deeper layer to that image in the Israeli context.
You're right. In Israel, the post office remains a hub for various bureaucratic processes, a symbol of those unavoidable administrative hurdles that everyone faces. Waiting in line becomes the shared experience of navigating a system that can feel at times overwhelming.
So it's not just about stamps and packages. It's about that universal feeling of bureaucratic frustration.
Precisely. And this sense of being bogged down by life's complexities is further emphasized by the lyrics about taxes being draining and the general cost of living being a burden. It paints a picture of these everyday struggles that resonate with many Israelis, especially young adults just starting out.
So we've uncovered a lot of Cami moments here, those kind of, tart bites in our strawberry way.
Right.
But if we're being honest, those contrasts, they make the sweetness even more enjoyable, don't they?
Absolutely. And that's where this song takes it an interesting turn.
Okay.
It doesn't dwell on those complaints. Instead, it shifts into this appreciation for those, simple joys that make life even with its thorns, worth savoring.
You're talking about the bridge, where they sing Ken. Okay, we've complained enough.
Exactly.
It's like they're giving themselves a shake and saying, all right, let's look for the good stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they literally say, caracallo, meaning we clapped twice.
I love that.
Which is a gesture used to express gratitude and ward off negativity.
Yes, it's beautiful.
And what I find so fascinating is how they follow that up by, like, listing all the things they're grateful for.
Right.
It's such a relatable mix of the profound and just the everyday. They're thankful for the wind, for the Sabbath, for family. They're even thankful for Messi.
Of course, the soccer player.
The soccer player.
It speaks to a very human experience, doesn't it? Finding those sparks of joy in the midst of life's complexities.
It really does. This shift towards gratitude, though, it's more than just a mood swing, though, right? There's a cultural depth to it, especially in the context of Jewish tradition.
Yeah, you're hitting on something really important here. Throughout history, Jewish communities have faced these, immense challenges. Finding reasons to be grateful, even when faced with adversity, it becomes a source of strength.
Wow.
A way to persevere.
So it's a coping mechanism, a spiritual practice, even a cultural inheritance, all rolled into one.
Absolutely. It's about choosing optimism, not out of naivete, but out of this, deep-seated belief in the power of hope and resilience.
Wow. Who knew we would go from strawberries to resilience in under 20 minutes?
Yeah.
It just goes to show you how much insight even just a single song can offer.
Music truly is a window into the soul of a culture.
It is.
And in this case, it reveals a society that's honest about its struggles, yet determined to find and celebrate, the sweetness in life.
So to our listener who brought us this amazing song, if life in Israel is like a strawberry, is it a perfectly ripe and delicious one? Or are there some tart, unripe bits mixed in? Maybe, like any good fruit, it's that balance of sweet and tart that makes the experience so rich and so uniquely Israeli.